Hello everybody, Raven Knight here, and guess what guys, it is October. Yes, we've started the month of October, and obviously that means we've got some October stuff lined up to do. And before we get into that, let's talk about some basic updates. And before we get into that, let me do the typical shill. I'll get that out of the way now. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really helps out the channel, guys. Please comment below at the end of the video to let me know what you think of all these updates, and leave a like down below. Also, I do have a Teespring store if you'd like to purchase some merchandise and really help out the channel. Anything helps, so thank you guys so much. Now on to the good stuff. So, first of all, big news, I am back at work now. Yes, with my brother fully over his coronavirus debacle and him being back at work too, and with me going back to work, we're both back at work, so that means our schedules are going to be a little hectic again. Now, the nice thing is, just going into work for the first day and a half or 2 days now, it hasn't been too bad. The place seems nice. My fellow employees, my coworkers, they seem like friendly people. It's obviously going to take some getting used to, and it's going to be hectic. It's not going to be like my old job where I could, work for a little bit, then things would slow down and I could sit back for a moment. No, I'm going to be constantly busy, it'll seem like. It seems like I'm going to be pretty active. So just to be prepared for me to be gone for long periods of time. It doesn't mean that I won't respond to your messages in Discord or on YouTube. It just means it may take me longer. Plus, they're going to work me pretty frequently. I'm going to be busy most of the week. So just trust me. It's going to be a lot. But don't worry, guys. I still intend to do work for the YouTube channel. And hey, if the YouTube channel gets big enough and I make enough money on here, I will quit my job and do YouTube full time. But that depends on you guys. So please help out the channel if you'd like that to be the eventual outcome. So now, with all that out of the way, let's get on to the October stuff. So, October, it's spooky time. We got to do some spooky stuff, right? So obviously we're going to see some more Dead by Daylight content. I'm going to try to get out at least 3 or 4 episodes of Dead by Daylight analysis. Got to do Meg. I know I got to do Meg, and I might break convention and go ahead and do Michael Myers and Laura Strode, since they're both the Halloween editions. And then after that, I may go into the Hillbilly. So you will get 2 killers and 2 survivors, hopefully. I can't promise that because I want to get some other stuff done besides Dead by Daylight, but I will definitely do Meg and probably do Michael Myers this month. Okay, so look forward to those. That's going to be a lot of fun. Also, one thing that I want to talk about is I want to talk about the problems I have with zombies. Some of you might not know this, but I'm not a fan of zombie movies or TV shows. I never liked The Walking Dead. I didn't really like Dawn of the Dead. In fact, pick a zombie movie, book, or TV show, I probably don't like it. There are very few that I like. The only ones that I was really okay with was the original Night of the Living Dead, which honestly was decently done. And I also liked World War Z, which was not the movie. The movie was crap. The book by Max Brooks, that was a good book. That was a very, very entertaining book. Very cool to read. I actually found that far more engaging. But most zombie-related things, I'm not a fan of. I've got a lot of problems with zombies. Not only as monsters, but as a concept and story-based creature in general. Not a fan of them, so I look forward to talking about them in an upcoming video. I think you'll like it. On from that point, obviously, For Honor is going to do its Halloween event at some point, right? They said it in their live stream. They're going to do it at some point. So I plan to do some stuff for the Halloween event. We're going to do some playthroughs of the For Honor Halloween event. We're going to talk about the stuff they add. We'll talk about some of the old stuff. One thing I really want to do is I want to grade the Halloween-based executions and some of the masks that they have. I want to grade those. I want to take a look at those. It'll be a lot of fun to dive into some of the monsters that they draw from and some of the myths that they look at. It'll be very cool. I'm looking forward to that. I don't want to grade the executions just yet because I want to see what they do this year for the Halloween event. It would be kind of stupid to do a grade of the first 4, and if they add more, grade those separately. We could just do all of them at once, so I'm going to wait and see what they do. So look forward to that when it happens. Tell Ubisoft to hurry up and get it out here, because I'm excited. Okay, next, other things that I want to talk about. One thing that a couple of people have asked me to look into are some more mythologies and religions from the 3 factions in For Honor. So I want to look at the Judeo-Christian demons that the Knights would believe in, the Jotun of the Nordic beliefs, and the Oni of the Japanese beliefs. And I want to look at all three and kind of compare and contrast how they would be similar and how they would be different. So, and keep in mind, this isn't me saying which one is objectively better, because there's no way to say that. But I want to look at them in comparison and talk about how they're alike and how they're different. That'll be fun. I also, let's just go ahead and say it. I know you're going to ask. Another Heroes in History is going to come out this month. I don't know who yet. I haven't decided, but I am going to work on a Heroes in History. And I am going to try to get out another chapter of For Honor and Glory. I'm going to try to get that done this month. If not, it will be November. Okay? I guarantee it will be either this month or November. I am working on it. I promise. And finally, my brother has told me that after some hard work, he's planning on getting the Lark's Lamentation on Mr. House from Fallout New Vegas done this month. He wants to get it out this month. I hope he does it. I'll help him out in any way I can. So those of you waiting for a Lark's Lamentation, you don't have to wait much longer. It's a-coming. So it's going to be awesome, guys. Got a lot planned for this month. And also, for those of you who've been asking, I will have the Warden's contest graded pretty soon. It's just a lot of entries to put through, and I don't have a lot of time to look through all of them if I want to get some of these ideas done. Hopefully by the end of the month, I will have that graded. It's going to be a slow series, this fashion contest series, but hey, it's part of what has to happen, right? I'd rather do it well than do it rushed and poorly, you know? All right, so I hope you guys are excited for this month. It promises to be really interesting, and there's more stuff on the horizon than just YouTube for me, because also I have a series called The Halloween Family Adventures, which I work on every October for my story-loving community. I also work on The Revenant King, and I work on The Night Angel. I work on a lot of stories this month, so that's going to be really cool. It's also going to be my first Halloween in this new apartment, so we'll get to see how that works out. I wonder if we'll get any trick-or-treaters. I doubt it, but it'll be interesting to see. And also, some of my friends from my church group have been talking about trick-or-treating, so I don't know if we're going to go on that or not. It's kind of up in the air, but we'll see. It's going to be a very interesting month for me. All right, guys, that about wraps things up. So let's wrap this up with our favorite, the last thing to talk about on the agenda, story sharing time. And since I talked about me not liking zombies, let me tell you about a zombie story I attempted to write called Reanimated. Now, this was a very interesting story that I started, because I told a lot of my writing community I don't like zombie stories, and I told them why. Like, I listed off a bunch of reasons why I didn't like them. And they said, well, if you could do it better, why don't you write your own zombie story? And I thought, yeah, it's a good idea. Let me put my money where my mouth is. You know, let me write a zombie story. And I tried to write a good zombie story that did not follow any of the tropes of the zombie genre, that did not fall to any of the cliches, that was somehow unique. And I learned something. It's almost impossible to write a good zombie story without any of those cliches or tropes. But I tried, and here's the result. The story is about a zombie outbreak in Atlanta, Georgia, but the Atlanta National Guard got on the problem very quickly and quarantined the entire city of Atlanta, putting up artificial barricades around the entire city that keep the zombies in. And they have specialized locations around the city that open at certain periods of the day that they announce over the radio for any survivors to escape. This way, there aren't enough holes in the wall at any one point that the zombies could force their way out. And this way, it allows any survivors in the city to escape if need be. Now, of course, the zombie plague spreads like any other one would. If you get bitten, you're going to turn. And the zombies that result are usually slow and easily evadable. Well, the story follows a girl who was caught up in all this named Max, which is kind of a reference to Max Brooks, but whatever. Now, Max, her mother works at a local hospital, and she wants to get to the hospital to see if she's okay. She gets there and is attacked by the zombies, only to be saved by a mysterious young man. The mysterious young man, named Gabriel, says that he knows about the zombie outbreak and needs to get her out, and he needs to help her escape to the outer wall with him. But while they're in the hospital, they discover what really happened. You see, the reason the zombie outbreak happened in the first place was because the CDC knew about the zombie virus for a long time, and they'd managed to get a refined sample of the zombie virus, and they were going to transport it to this hospital where they could perform tests on it to see if they could create a potential vaccine. Because mostly this outbreak hits small third world countries or small villages, and it's quickly detained and handled by local militia or by the National Guard. no one ever has to really worry about it. But accidentally, there was a mistake and the virus got lost in the water supply. And for 2 hours, anyone who drank the public water supply was infected. So it allowed the infection to spread at a rapid rate. And no one could stop it in time. But that also explains how the National Guard was able to get on top of it so quickly. They had early warning. Well, now this doctor has apparently managed to make 1 dose of a vaccine that, if gotten out of the wall in a way, could potentially be replicated and remade. Very similar to the movie World War Z, but not as stupid or contrived. So anyway, Max and Gabriel decide that their mission is to get this vaccine out over the wall and to the people who could help. But along the way, they run across people who, if they learn about the vaccine, try to steal it from them or use it on themselves, and they're very terrified. But then Max learns a secret about Gabriel that she never expected. Gabriel has the virus, but he had an interesting reaction to it that makes him not only functional, but immortal. Oh yes, he is a zombie, but with all the right attributes. He can think, he can feel, he can breathe, he can do all the things a normal human can do, but he can't die because of a special genetic defect in his body that counteracts the virus from killing him, but gives him all the benefits of immortality. However, secretly, Gabriel wants to die. And the real reason he wants to get the vaccine out of the wall is so that if it can be replicated and given to himself, he thinks it will kill the virus in him and finally let him die, because he's been alive for centuries. In fact, he was there for one of the earliest zombie recorded outbreaks in Greece. Pretty crazy, right? So anyway, that was the original story. Lots of fun writing it, lots of fun putting it together. I hope that you guys will take the time to read it. I'll put the link in the description. In any case, guys, that is this update. I look forward to seeing where October leads us. And as always, guys, please leave a comment down below, like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed and want more of this content, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.